my sister used my wedding as a business opportunity. She chose the money over me.
Kourtney Kardashian and her husband, Travis Barker, have been very open about how difficult it was for them to get pregnant. They went through a lot of struggles with IVF, and Kourtney eventually decided to go off of it and leave it all in God's hands. And so when she announced her pregnancy, we all cheered with her and for her. But then she was recently rushed to the hospital due to a medical emergency and complications with the pregnancy. What happened with Kourtney Kardashian's pregnancy? And what surprising thing did her mom, Kris Jenner, do while she was in the hospital? Sit back and strap in, baby, because I have got you covered. If you've listened to any of the words that have come out of Kourtney Kardashian's mouth since last year, then you probably already know that her sole desire right now is to have a baby with her husband, Blink-182's Travis Barker. She's already got Rain, Penelope, and Mason, who are 8, 10, and 13 respectively, and they're all with her ex, Scott Disick. And Barker has Landon and Alabama, who are 19 and 17, as well as a former 23-year-old stepdaughter named Atiana, all with his ex-wife Shauna Mokler. So this isn't their first rodeo. But although Kourtney has said it was easy to get pregnant with her other kids, it's been a struggle to get pregnant this time, and it led to the couple trying IVF or in vitro fertilization. She said, "Travis and I want to have a baby, and so my doctor took us down this road of doing IVF. Like, it hasn't been the most amazing experience." The pair decided to document the journey, with Travis saying, "If any of that can help people seeing Kourtney's journey through IVF, which is super hard for a woman. You saw her struggle with it and talk about it. That's real. I don't care if I'm coming in a cup or whatever. It's real life. And there's however many millions of dudes that have to go give their semen for the same procedure. So it's like relatable, you know? I've never been fazed by any of that." Okay then, Travis. I'm honestly not sure whether that was incredibly honest and transparent or if it was just a little bit TMI and I need to go take a shower to get the ick off. Anyway, they eventually decided to stop the IVF.
We are officially done with IVF. We would love a baby more than anything, but I just really believe in what God has in store for us. If that's a baby, then I believe that it will happen.
The IVF really took it out of her. She made this post to Instagram a year later. "Mornings with Dominatrix training. Almost a year after last IVF attempt, and my energy is finally back." But then she got pregnant and made this cute announcement to Travis. And honestly, the announcement was everything I didn't know I needed in the world. It was just so darn wholesome. So imagine everyone's surprise and alarm when just a few short months later in September, news broke that she had to be admitted to the hospital for a medical emergency. Apparently, the baby had some sort of life-threatening medical emergency and Kourtney had to undergo emergency fetal surgery. Blink-182 announced that concerts in Dublin, Glasgow, and Belfast had to be postponed because Travis had to fly back home for the surgery. But everything went well and he posted, "God is great. I flew home for a life-threatening emergency surgery for our baby that I'm so grateful went well. I want to say thank you for all the support. Tour resumes Friday." A source told US Weekly that Kourtney had a very scary medical condition. She is so happy to be past it now and relieved it's all behind her. Travis is now back on tour because Kourtney is much better now and they are very relieved that this has passed. And Kourtney wrote this about the ordeal. "I will forever be grateful to my incredible doctors for saving our baby's life. I am eternally grateful to my husband who rushed to my side from tour to be with me in the hospital and take care of me afterwards. My rock. And to my mom, thank you for holding my hand through this. As someone who has had 3 really easy pregnancies in the past, I wasn't prepared for the fear of rushing into urgent fetal surgery. Praise be to God. Walking out of the hospital with my baby boy in my tummy and safe was the truest blessing." Oh, her talking about her baby boy is just the cutest. Here's what we can kind of read between the lines and figure out. If they did the surgery but didn't induce labor or do an emergency C-section, then Kourtney's due date is still a couple of months off at least. What some people don't know is that pregnancy typically lasts for 40 weeks, which, contrary to popular belief, is closer to 10 months than 9. And that last month is super crucial for things like organ development and creating neural pathways in the brain. So that baby isn't quite cooked yet, okay? And that's why the surgery was so important, and they didn't just do a C-section or something. But Kris Jenner caught some flack for the situation. She hasn't outwardly been the most supportive about Kourtney's pregnancy. It took her forever to make any sort of response to Kourtney's pregnancy announcement, and when she finally did, it was pretty generic. But around the time that Kourtney had this emergency situation, a video of Kris dancing the electric slide with Jay-Z and Offset at Beyoncé's Renaissance concert came out. So some people kind of assumed that Kris wasn't really there for her. Kourtney and her sisters don't really get along, what with Kim bullying her all the time. And Kris really hasn't done a good job of refereeing that situation or calling Kim out on it. So it's a little surprising that Kris was supportive of Kourtney. But at the end of the day, she does kind of try to have that supermom appearance. But because of all the trouble Kourtney has with her family, it's really heartwarming to hear that she had not just Travis by her side, but also her mom. Travis has already proven he's there for her no matter what the situation is. But Kris being there is what's a little surprising. Maybe this is a sign that the family is turning over a new leaf and mending bridges with Kourtney just a bit. She once said, "I was thinking about how in our family, we're so good at celebrating and having fun. We're also good at lifting each other up when we're in crisis, but almost in a superficial way. I don't think we know how to be there for each other on a deeper level." So even if they don't really know how to be there like that, Kris is still trying and showing up for Kourtney. And maybe it means that their relationship is getting better. There was a whole thing where Kourtney said she didn't want the cameras in the birthing room when the baby came, and Kris wanted to do it so bad that she offered Kourtney and Travis control of the editing. And there have been rumors that Kourtney and Travis have landed their own spin-off show about parenting and their whole pregnancy journey. So it's possible that they decided that if it's gonna be filmed, it'll be for their show and not for the Kardashians. Kris has always been about business over everything, and Kourtney is all about family over everything. So it's really refreshing to hear that Kris sorta dropped everything to be there for her daughter. And who knows, maybe that show of support will be enough for Kourtney to sort of forgive her and make up with her over the Dolce & Gabbana debacle, and she might even warm up to the idea of doing more stuff on the show and letting the cameras back around more. Of course, that's just speculation. But I mean, having your mom be there for you in such a terrifying situation has to give you more respect for her and make you hear her out just a little more. The whole situation has definitely got everybody shook. See, Kourtney and Travis had been living in 2 separate houses because they were waiting until their kids had time to kind of get comfortable with them moving in with each other. Blended families take time and a lot of patience to get right. But now Travis has put his home up for rent since the surgery. And before you start thinking you want to get in on that, you need to know that rent isn't cheap. Before the incident, they were asking for $25,000 per month, but since then, it's been dropped to $23,000 per month, which is still a little too rich for most people's blood.
Hey, what's up, AD? I'm Travis Barker. We're in Calabasas, California. Welcome to my home.
Anyway, it's nice to see that the scares brought the family closer together instead of driving them apart. While Travis went back on tour, they're gonna take a break around October 16th, which is close to Kourtney's due date, which will let him be home and with her for that. An insider told People that Kourtney was really scared when she found out she had to have emergency fetal surgery, but that she's okay now and that she's resting after the incident. While the cause of the surgery hasn't been revealed, no other complications or defects have been announced either. But Kourtney falls into the category of mature or geriatric pregnancy, which is any pregnancy over the age of 35, which could lead to lots of complications. And although urgent fetal surgery isn't something I'd wish on my worst enemy, I'm also glad that it turned out okay. And there haven't been any more complications, because there definitely could have been. And we're all hoping and praying and holding our breath that there won't be more down the line. So let us know what you think in the comments. Have you ever had to have fetal surgery? How do you feel about Kris actually showing up for Kourtney when she needed her? And how cute is it that Travis just stops the whole world to be there for Kourtney? Tell us what you think in the comment section and make sure you're subscribed so you never miss our latest videos.